Hello everyone, it is officially May 19th. The presidential elections are in for Romania finally. This was supposed to be done months ago, just 1 hour ago. For me, it is 11:25 at night on the 18th. For most people, it's the 19th. When this is posted, it will be the 19th. But this video, Romania Surprise Election Results Explained, is up and loaded. I want to do a reaction video. I just saw it was posted literally an hour ago. I want to get going. Let me make myself a little bit smaller here. Just get myself into place and let's get started on this video. Dan Nicusor is the president of Romania. Let's hear what this guy has to say.
This video is sponsored by Incogni. It was predicted to be a tight race, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. Two candidates left with sharply different agendas.
This is not about a person, but a principle.
And this is pretty crazy because originally the two candidates who had won like the first round of elections aren't even the candidates now. It was Elena Lasconi and Simonescu, I think was his name. Now I can't remember. It's blanking my mind. But now there's two different Romanian candidates. That is so crazy to me.
Opțiuni, pro-Occident, anti-Occident.
We share common values with the Trump administration.
Îmi doresc ca România să păstreze direcția pro-occidentală, asta însemnând pro-europeană.
And now, Romanians have elected a new president. The Romanian presidential elections are finally over, and we actually have a winner. You see, the story didn't start off this smoothly. The initial election took place in
That's not Simonescu, that's Călinescu. Sorry, my bad earlier. I messed up. My bad.
November last year, and the results were annulled. This happened after the winner of the first round vote was disqualified and banned from participating in a rerun. The official reason? Irregularities and procedural flaws. The unofficial reason? Russian foreign interference, disinformation campaigns, and pressure from allies who were concerned about Romania's democratic future. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago, and the election was completely rerun. Over 10 candidates faced off, all vying for the top spot. In the end though, George Simeon, the fiery leader of the far-right Alliance for the Union of Romanians, in short AUR, secured 41% of the vote. Nicusor Dan, a technocrat center-right reformer, earned 21%.
And Dan Nicusor is his last name. He's actually the mayor of Bucharest, if I remember right. So he's the mayor of the capital city, and that's a pretty good thing, I think, going from being like in the biggest city, the capital of the country, being the mayor, to then being president. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that things are good for him.
But in Romania, to win outright in the first round, a candidate must secure more than 50% of the vote from all registered voters.
Oh, I didn't know that was
turned out.
a possibility.
That threshold is extremely hard to reach, especially with lower turnout. So most elections go to a second round between the top two candidates. And that's exactly what happened. Simeon and Dan advanced to the second round, which took place last night and determined Romania's president for the next 5 years. So, what were those results? Well, it was incredibly close. The kind of election that keeps you glued to the screen all night. But in the end, Nicusor Dan narrowly won the Romanian presidency, just edging out
54%?
George Simeon. It's a significant victory, and one that likely brought a sigh of relief in Brussels. There's no love lost between the far-right Simeon and the European Union.
Wow.
And in Romania, the presidency is far from a symbolic role. The president directs foreign policy, appoints the prime minister, and can veto legislation or refer to the Constitutional Court. And most importantly, they command the armed forces and represent Romania on the European stage. So, who is this new president? Nicusor Dan started out as a maths prodigy, studying in Bucharest and Paris, where he earned his PhD. He soon became a civic activist, fighting to save historic buildings in Bucharest from demolition. Then, in 2015, he stepped into politics, founding the Save Bucharest Union, which later became the Save Romania Union, or USR, a progressive pro-European party built to fight corruption and modernize the Romanian state. And USR's rise was just as fast. The party entered parliament in 2016 and rapidly became the main voice for Romania's urban, educated, and anti-corruption electorate. But Dan himself left in 2017, frustrated by growing tensions between the party's progressive and conservative factions. That didn't slow him down, though. He won the Bucharest mayor race in 2020 and secured re-election in 2024. And this momentum, including his reformist image, carried him all the way to the presidency. His campaign...
I didn't know he was like really good at math. I didn't know he was an activist. And I'm just hearing things from like friends in Romania or people in Romania reaching out and telling me like how they're feeling about it. And there's mixed feelings, obviously. He only won 54% of the vote. But to be able to like be really smart in math, go to France, experience another culture, also being an activist and trying to, in my mind, trying to like keep Romania's historical like amazing things alive. That's really good for me so far. So I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Slogan, Honest Romania, and it stuck. Dan's modest lifestyle, including the 3-room rented flat he shares with his partner and their 2 children, helped reinforce his image as a clean, independent, and unbought.
Whoa, this guy's just living in an apartment? He's not in some like big house? I'm shocked by that. Like whenever you hear about like people running for president or something, usually they have kind of a lavish lifestyle. They don't have a very humble lifestyle. That's really cool. Good for him. Obviously, that will change with him being president, but good for him.
Politician. When it comes to foreign policy, Dan made his position crystal clear during the campaign.
Îmi doresc ca România să păstreze direcția pro-occidentală, asta însemnând pro-europeană, ca România să fie activă în participarea sa în interiorul Uniunii Europene, pe de altă parte să păstreze parteneriatul strategic pe care îl are cu Statele Unite, care este foarte important, mai ales în zona de securitate.
He's also been a vocal supporter of Ukraine and a defender of Romania's place in NATO and the European Union.
Deci, pentru ca Ucraina să obțină o pace justă, ea are nevoie de sprijinul țărilor occidentale, inclusiv de sprijinul României. Și asta este pentru securitatea României.
He has a little bit of a lisp, but I mean, he seems really intelligent.
In his view, Europe and the US are not in competition, but on the same side. Dan also backs a stronger, more integrated European Union, with real institutions, real enforcement of the rules, and deeper cooperation where it makes sense. But he's also pushed for reforms, more transparency, and more democratic accountability, in a clear connection between EU decisions and citizens' voices. He's sharply critical of Eurosceptic narratives, though, and has argued that Romania gains enormously from EU membership. For one, access to the single market, rule of law structures, and a shared foreign policy. In the European Parliament, USR, the party is still closely related to, sits with the Renew Europe group, alongside Macron's Renaissance, Germany's FDP, and other centrist liberal parties. On defense, Dan backs a stronger Romanian military, with plans to gradually increase defense spending to 3.5% of GDP. Romania is also playing an active role in the EU's ReArm initiative, by boosting its own domestic arms production capabilities. And when it comes to the region, Dan has made it clear that Romania will continue to champion Moldova's European path.
Okay, before Dan talks about this, really interesting to hear whether he thinks Moldova should be part of Romania or Moldova should just be part of the European Union. Very interesting to hear for not only the Romanians, but also for the Moldovans.
Moldova trebuie sprijinită necondiționat.
That means diplomatic backing within EU institutions, technical support for pre-accession funding, and sharing expertise in key reform areas. So, this is the new president of Romania. Let us know what you think of him in the comments.
Talk about Dan Nicusor and kind of how I'm feeling right now, what I'm going through, right? Like, I don't know much about him. I am super happy about this. One of the biggest things in Romania that Romanian people like always voice, no matter what side they're on, is fighting corruption. They don't want corruption. So from first look, if Dan Nicusor is fighting corruption, if he really is like forward thinking in that and can help combat that corruption, I think that's a good thing for Romania. Anything like that is great for Romania. Modernize Romania, okay. I think Romania is pretty modern. It's definitely progressing towards that. Pro-EU and NATO, that's a good thing in my opinion. For me, more EU transparency, okay. Supports Ukraine, that's also really good that you'll support your neighbors and be good like neighbors, right? Like neighboring countries. 3.5% military spend of GDP. I'm not sure if that's great or not for Romania. I don't know how much that's needed. So maybe that could change. Maybe that could come down to 3% and still be within a really good spot. I'm not sure. And then Moldova ascension. Whether that is just supporting Moldova or, Moldova coming back to Romania, that would be pretty crazy. I don't know if that will happen, but I am in full support of whatever is pro Moldova and like helping Moldova become a better, stronger country. So as of right now, hasn't even been a day since he's been elected. He's not even in office as I'm speaking, right? I'm okay with it. He's a mayor. He's an intelligent man who got a PhD in mathematics, which is really hard to do. Has lived abroad, has lived like a fairly humble lifestyle, it seems like, just from hearing about how his living situation was. Obviously, I don't have all the details, but I'm excited for Romania going forward. It's been a long, 6 months, 7 months waiting for this presidential election stuff to happen, and it is good. There's something going on now. There's a goal, there's a target, there's a focus. So no matter what, I'm hoping Dan can do good and he can help better Romania, because Romania is an incredible place. So thank you guys for watching. Let's keep our fingers crossed that Dan Nicusor really does help out Romania and helps fight corruption and helps bring Romania up to the top of the EU as best as he can. And not just the EU, but the whole world. So thank you. I'm glad the presidential election is over, and let's all come together as a united Romania and fight for Romania. Make it the best year in Romania's life. From May 2025 till December 31st, 2025. Let's make this a great 6 months, guys. Okay, love you. Peace out. See ya.